A 20-year-old from the Philippines walks into a party filled with some of the biggest names in women's tennis wearing a wine red dirndl, a traditional Austrian dress. And she doesn't just blend in, she owns the room. That's Alex Eala at the Linz Open Players Party. And if you think this is just a light story about outfits and party games, stick with me, because what happened that night actually says a lot about where Alex is headed. The Linz Open is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year, and the tournament went all out. They partnered with a local Austrian brand to provide authentic dirndls for the players. Not cheap costumes or tourist souvenirs, but real, handcrafted pieces complete with bodices, blouses, and aprons rooted in regional tradition. And the players embraced it. Paula Badosa was there, Mirra Andreeva was there, defending champion Ekaterina Alexandrova showed up, local favorites Julia Grabher and Senia Kraus were there, and right in the middle of it all was Alex in wine red, completely at ease, like she'd been doing this her entire life. Now, Andreeva chose light blue, Badosa went with a sleek black look, but Alex picked red, bold, confident, impossible to ignore. That choice matters more than you might think. It tells you something about who she is. She's not someone who plays it safe or follows the crowd. She sees an opportunity to stand out, and she takes it. If you've been watching her career, that's a pattern. But before we get into the tennis, we have to talk about the egg and spoon race. Because yes, it happened, and yes, it actually matters.
Hi, I'm Alex Eala, and these are 3 things you don't know about me. The first is I don't know how to ride a bike. Second, I love watching sitcoms like Friends or Modern Family. And third is that I suck at every other sport that's not tennis.
As part of the celebration, the tournament hosted an Easter-themed race. Lighthearted, fun, the kind of thing most players would casually laugh through just for the photos. Not Alex. She competed like it was a tiebreak at Wimbledon, and she won. She and Senia Kraus crossed the finish line first. And sure, it sounds silly, but think about what that reveals. Elite athletes don't have an off switch. The same fire that drives them through 6-hour practice sessions and match point pressure shows up everywhere, even in a party game. Roger Federer was famous for being intensely competitive, even in casual practice. Alex winning that race tells you something fundamental about her mindset. She wants to win, always, and that's everything. Now, zoom out. This wasn't just a party, it was a statement. Alex is currently ranked world number 46. She's 20 years old, still proving herself, still building her reputation. And here she is, not just attending a WTA 500 event, but standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the biggest names in the sport. She's being photographed alongside Badosa, one of the tour's established stars. She's chatting with Andreeva, one of the most exciting young talents in the game. And she's being praised publicly by tournament director Sandra Reichel. Reichel called Alex unbelievable. She said it's huge for the Philippines, for the fans, for the country, to have a player like her. And then she said something that really stands out.
Oh my God.
Alex, I think everyone here is waiting to hear from you. You looked incredibly locked in throughout that match. You let the racket do the talk.
She described Alex as one of the players who will own the future of the tour. That's not a phrase tournament directors throw around lightly. They've seen hundreds of players come through their events. When someone with that experience says something like that, you pay attention. And she didn't stop there. She emphasized how special it is to welcome new players in a milestone year like this, and specifically highlighted Alex as someone the tournament is proud to have. That's not just polite PR talk, that's genuine belief. Now, think about where Alex came from. Not long ago, she was grinding on the ITF circuit, fighting for ranking points, traveling nonstop, dealing with small prize money, and constant uncertainty. That's the side of tennis most fans never see. She pushed through all of it, and now she's ranked number 46 in the world. She's attending elite events. She's being recognized by insiders. She's walking into rooms full of champions and belonging there. That's not luck. That's years of relentless work paying off. There's also a cultural element here that matters. Alex didn't just wear the dirndl, she embraced it. She respected the tradition. She engaged with the event fully. That matters more than people realize. Tournaments remember players who show up, who respect local culture, who make the experience better. Those players often receive better support, whether it's scheduling, wild cards, or long-term relationships with events. That's smart career building, and Alex is doing it right.
Your first WTA Tour finals, we just saw the emotion of yourself and over there with your family and your bench. Just how special is this moment given everything?
Then there's the human side. Tennis can be isolating. Constant travel, constant competition. Your world shrinks to your team and a handful of players. Moments like this, sharing laughs, competing in a silly race, taking photos, build real connections. Those relationships turn into practice partners, support systems, friendships that help players survive the grind of the tour. And Alex is building those connections. But let's be clear, she didn't come to Linz for the party. She came to compete, and the draw isn't easy. Her opening match is against Julia Grauber, a local favorite who'll have the crowd fully behind her. That's a tough environment. Noise, pressure, emotion. But it's also an opportunity. If Alex handles that match well, she sends a message. She's here, she's serious, and she's ready. Because beyond that, it only gets harder. There's Jelena Ostapenko, a former Grand Slam champion with explosive power. There's Ann Lee, a dangerous all-court player. And at the top, Mirra Andreeva, one of the brightest young stars in tennis.
Alexandra, so many emotions right now. First of all, no one wants to have to play against an injured player. I am sure your heart is breaking for Coco right now.
To win this tournament, Alex would have to beat players like that multiple times in a row, under pressure. That's the difference between good and great. One big win is a result. A week of them, that's a statement. And the reward is massive. A WTA 500 title changes everything. Ranking, seeding, opportunities. It shifts how the tour sees you and how you see yourself. Because once you prove you can win at that level, you become a different player, more confident, more dangerous, harder to beat. And then there's the bigger picture. Alex isn't just playing for herself. She's representing the Philippines, a country without a long history of producing elite tennis players. So when Sandra Reichel talks about what Alex means for Filipino fans, she's right. There are kids watching her right now, seeing her compete, seeing her belong, seeing her win, and thinking, maybe I can do that too. That's powerful. That's bigger than tennis. And Alex carries that responsibility with impressive grace for a 20-year-old. Because when you put it all together, the party, the outfit, the race, the praise, the tough draw, the ranking, the representation, it all connects. This is a player who has worked relentlessly to get here, who knows exactly who she is, who embraces every moment, big or small, and who represents something far beyond herself. Alex Eala isn't just a rising star anymore. She walked into that room in Linz and looked like she belonged, because she does. Now the only question is, how far can she go from here? And honestly, we're all about to find out.
Thanks very much, Patch. You're certainly right. She is going to be a frequent visitor to the winner's circle. Alex, it's wonderful to see you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to see you.